You're going to start, right?
Oh, we're going. Hello, everybody, and welcome to YouTube Mall Builders. Tonight's the Saturday Night Live show with Big Bill, and as you can see, I'm Johnny Reb, and I'm teching tonight for Barry. He's off this weekend, gallivanting around at train shows, I think it is. But anyway, he'll be back next month. We'll hog tie him to the chair so he can't go nowhere. But anyway, I want to say go to YouTubeMallBuilders.com. There you can check the schedules for the Tuesday and Wednesday shows. Those are at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Also, the Wednesday show, I did talk about that, didn't I? Thursday and the Saturday live shows, those are at 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. And the check schedule for the live shows, that's also on the website there. Also, be sure to click on the eMag, sign up for an eMag notification when it comes out. And let me get back over here, and we'll bring you up to the guest of the hour here, and that's our all favorite, most encompassing Mr. New Yorker, Mr. Big Bill. Take it, Bill.
Well, good evening, everybody. This is Big Bill coming to you live from YouTube Model Builders for August 19th, 2017. And we are broadcasting right now live from the great city of New York and from the great state of Georgia as well. So with that said, as you can see, it's just it's yours truly, and it's John. We don't have a guest tonight. Not that for lack of not getting a guest. It was actually done by design. It is August 19th to be exact. It's the summertime, and everybody's on vacation. So what we decided to do here at YouTube Model Builders was to turn the show, I guess the guests of the show would be you, the YouTube modelists out there. And the guys that watch this show would like to turn this show over to you tonight in regards to asking some pointed questions. We got a lot of things in charge, let me put this, we've done a lot in the last year, and I wrote this stuff down earlier. We did a lot of stuff this year with new shows, kind of tweaking some things and putting things together. And we got some new things lined up for the fall and September. And basically, this show tonight is we actually want you guys to ask us questions. If you're out there living, out there in the YouTube model land there. Basically ask anything you really want to see on this show itself. And, if any questions you want to know how tall I am, that's good. Don't ask me my weight, though. That's not going to happen. Round is the shape. I want you to know that round is the shape. But we have some things planned for the fall season in September, when is next month. We have Joe Desmond. You guys know him from Central Jersey, Conrail, and N-Scale. He's going to be coming on, and he's going to be doing a small 5-part thing called Into the Locomotive Shop. Now, for you guys that don't know Joe or don't know his channel, he's a basic N-Scaler that models Conrail in Central New Jersey. And what he's going to be doing is he's going to be working on some locomotives, showing how to do install weathering and things like that, and decaling N-Scale, just basic camera on the workbench kind of thing, and just going forward with that. And also, as you guys know, Thursday night, the name change is no longer the General Hangout. It's called Johnny's Model Train Talk, which we get you know, John and a host of people on the panel to join in and talk about model railroading stuff. Hope to expand that, you know, too, in the coming months. And also we have the Tuesday night with the track planner, Bill Baronic. He's every other month, and along with the fine scale building. Now, what we kind of, and we also have the Adreno on Wednesday night, once the first Wednesday of the month. But what we want to do, and we want to incorporate a lot of things. We want to go back to the basics, and the basics, I think we want to do more on desk, camera down, you know, with more interaction from you guys. And the only thing we can think of is like to ask you what you think we should be doing. And because it's basically, we do this for you, and we have to come up with ideas, and we have to search out people. So we want to know what you guys want to see and what you'd like us to cover, because that's basically what YouTube Model Builders channel is all about. And it's also about you showcasing your work as well. So, you know, I think we have a question. Let me see if I got this. Let's see.
Well, I know what scale you do.
Newcastle Railroad, Cohen says he wants to know more layout tours, do show on rail fanning and operation. Well, that's something that we have in the work. We want to talk with Bill Baronic in regards to doing an operations situation, a kind of beginner's guide to operations. And the layout tours, let me explain the layout tours. The layout tours are a little bit more in depth. And we would love to do more layout tours, but the setting up, what Miles was doing, the setting up of the camera work, and he was controlling the camera and then trying to be in front of the camera to give the optimal, you know, experience viewing, with asking questions, and also, you know, trying to get as much done as possible. And it was very tricky. It was very, very tricky and very time consuming. So the layout tours, I don't know. You know, we're going to try to see if we can get someone to help Miles with the camera work, or if we can incorporate that somehow on a taped thing and see what we can do. Anyway, what was the other the question?
I want to know what scale layout you were doing.
My scale?
Yeah. My
scale? Well, thank you for asking. My scale is an HO scale layout. It's a based on the circa 1975 New York City. It's called the South Brooklyn Railroad, and you can actually look it up. Google it, South Brooklyn Railroad. Not my railroad, but the New York City Transit Authority had a actual working railroad that was the only thing that made money for them. And what they did was they would switch out of the Brooklyn Navy Yard and also along the waterfront and into the Bush Terminal down here on 4th Avenue. And they had trains running on the streets up until the late 70s, early 80s. If you happen to be in Brooklyn, come to visit. We'll take a ride down there and I'll show you where the old tracks are. But my scale is HO, and it's circa 1975, New York City. It's called the South Brooklyn Railroad, and it's a pretty much grungy type in the city urban railroading. So there's another gentleman that lives in Brooklyn. His name is Mr. Curtis, Khalil Curtis, and he has a small scale on his shelf. I've seen pictures of it. He lives downtown Brooklyn. He also does the urban railroad of the South Brooklyn Railroad, except it's called the St. James Railroad, because that's the street he lives on. Do a show, where was it? Yes, Robert Holderman says, I'd like to see Ralph Renzetti do weathering clinic, and I think we are going to incorporate Ralph into this. I've been talking with Ralph, and it's just I'd like to get him on in the September slot, October slot, because that's when we're all in the house as the weather turns cooler. But yes, definitely, Ralph Renzetti is going to be a part of the shows, and I definitely think that would be an idea, a great idea. Good thinking there, Robert.
Yeah, that question about your layout, that was from Great Lakes Rail Division.
Okay. Hello, Great Lakes. We haven't. You're pretty new.
Yeah, he said thank you too for answering.
Oh, no problem, Great Lakes. Anytime. There it is. Very cool. Thanks for. You can go to my YouTube channel. This is a definite plug, absolutely definite plug to the South Brooklyn Railroad. South Brooklyn Railroad. It's called South Brooklyn RR. And please, if you like it, thumbs up. If you don't like it, you can put thumbs down as well. That's all right. I used to work for the New York City Transit Authority, so I'm always used to be calling a knucklehead and other names.
Yeah, John Daly said, "Hey, Bill, I need a couple of carloads of sand and gravel for my building supply."
Absolutely, absolutely. The sand and gravel, absolutely. The Brooklyn Sand and Gravel Company would be more than happy to handle that order. We'd be more than happy to ship that down to you, John. Be great. Yeah, let's see, hour, year, and let's see. Newcastle says do a show in more scale. G-O-N-S, more shows. Most shows are H-O-N-N. You're absolutely right, and Josh, you're absolutely right. Most of our shows are in H-O-N-N scale, and that seems to be the prevailing scale. I'd love to get guys who have G scales. I'd love to get somebody on O scale. I've been reaching out to a lot of O scalers. Unfortunately, what the problem is that what happens is a lot of people don't have cameras like this, like I have and John has, and that most of you guys have. And yes, they can go out and purchase one. I get that. I do. I really do that. Do know that. Unfortunately, it's not on everybody's priority list. It's not on their bucket list to do. So they don't necessarily will go out and do it. When I make the suggestion, some guys are like, well, I don't have the capability of, doing a show and putting it on. And believe it or not, some people are actually a little gun shy to get on camera and, and to speak, it's, and stuff like that. Let's see, what's another load? I agree with the weathering.
We got Ron in Australia.
Bill, when are you going to see more videos of your layout, mate? You're absolutely right, Ron. I've been very neglectful in putting videos up of my layout of late, only because simply it's based, it's not based on it. It's just, I literally shut down the layout for the summertime in July and August. I really did. I walked away from it. I walked away from it for the summertime. I recently just got back into the room. I was checking the room, checking the trackage to make sure there was no, I have expansion joints put in them, but every once in a while I get a little bit of a buckle, and with the humidity and even though I have an air conditioner in there, it seems to get a little warping. So I've been in there lately doing that, and also I just put new caboose industry, finished up putting new caboose industry turn switches in, switch throws in. So, and I'm in the process now of getting ready to clean the track because we are coming around the clubhouse turn here for getting back into railroading, and then I want to start doing operations as well. Yes, that Josh, that is a dirty layout. I was looking at the I was looking at the track the other day when I was in there doing the caboose turnouts, the switch thing. It was they were pretty nasty. So trains still run, but they skip a lot. Thus the name Catastrophe Railroad. And Ron's trains and things said some of us are probably not gun shy enough about being on camera. LOL. Yeah, to a certain degree. I agree. You know, and AJ Kleinpass, my former friend from New York, Brooklyn, give our non-U.S. members and viewers, how about some shows on non-U.S. non-North American railroads? That's a very good. That is, we did have one. We had that, John? We had that with Katie.
Kathy Millett. Yes, that was right at a year ago.
Right. Now, AJ, if we do a live show, I just want to explain. If we do a live show with somebody from England or even Australia, as you know, because you've been on the Hangouts, Australia is already tomorrow. It's already tomorrow in Australia. We have to reschedule. Usually we have to have a special edition show where we have to do it at least 3 o'clock in the afternoon here in the U.S. But that's not going to deter us. We really want to do that, and I think that's a wonderful idea, and that's something that we're going to definitely look into. Absolutely. That's a good question.
Yeah, the only real big kicker is the time differences.
Yes, that's the major difference.
Do we want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to interview somebody in Australia? Yeah. Well,
again, it's not a question of me and you, because me and you are two retirees. So we can always go back to bed after the show is posted. You know what I'm saying? But for the rest of you guys, you know, I don't know if you'd want it. Well, it will be recorded and archived, then you can look, but there's no, you know, and stuff like that. So anyway, that's a good question. Let's see. Marty 1107 says we could do a show on how the future of model railways from the future.
Marty's in Australia. He's one that's down there in Queensland. Comes in on the live chats at night.
Oh, I know Marty. I know him well. Yeah, well, future of model railways. That would be pretty. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to scratch this one here.
Yeah, I'm stuck in the present. I don't know about the future.
No, I'm scratching Chris Reed's comment there.
Oh.
He's been kind of on my case. He wants me to make some turnouts for him, and he's in three rail low scale, high rail. His comment was, also make a show with some of the guys in the group about hand laying track, cough, Johnny, Ralph, and Andy. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Andrew Gilmore says, you people from the USA cannot help being behind the times. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely, we're definitely a day late and $1 short as compared to you guys. So. History. Now here, Newcastle Railroad, Josh Cohen. History of model railroading. Now that could be an interesting, you know, that would be an interesting topic to do. The history of model railroad. And Martin 1107, we could do something on the electric railways of Australia, as we have states with 5 different gauges of track. That's also something. That's also something. Yes, eclectic. I'm sorry. We could do something on, I'm sorry, I read it wrong. The eclectic, not the electric, the eclectic. The eclectic. That's a big word, Marty. The only big word I know is pharmacy. It's a little bit above my pay grade, but the eclectic railways of Australia, as we have states with 5 different gauges in them. Hillbilly Railroad asks, Bill, how is the layout doing? Anything new? You know, nothing is really, the only thing new, and I just got finished explaining, I kind of took the summer off, and I'll be getting back into it I've been getting back into it. I put some caboose turnout throw switches in, and I'm cleaning the rails. I'm starting to clean the rails because I just basically shut the door and walked away for the summer. just too many opportunities to be doing things outside. So I took the with the summer, and plus there was some personal things that needed to go on in my family, my wife's family. So we were down in Florida for a lot of the time. So I didn't have time to get into the layout, but things are starting to pick up again, and you know, we're basically going to be doing that. And I'm writing these ideas down, guys. I don't want you to think that I'm just asking you this, not just to ask you, but Ron Trains and Things as a show series on track planning would be interesting. Maybe feature some different software of various cost levels. That's also a good thing. We've been doing, I don't know, Ron, you're kind of new to the channel. I mean, Ron Marsh was on last month with Ray Bobel, and he has a great channel. It's Ron Trains and Things, the N being the key word of being N scale. But he has a great series on his show, and he does a lot of how-tos, and they're very informative. But we do a thing with Bill Baronic. He's the AKA known as the track planner, and he does a lot of stuff in regards to track planning, and he does PowerPoint presentations and different planning and stages like that. And this various software, that's something we definitely could do. I like that idea. And what else do we got here? What else would like to market? In the record, I only bust you, Johnny, about making my turnouts.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, they don't have a jig, thank goodness, for 3-rail.
I know, I've been privy to some of that conversation. It gets pretty heated.
Yeah.
You guys are very competitive about your
I just wanted to say that I was talking to Ron here the other night in a live chat, and he said that the psychiatrist finally turned him loose after doing the show with Ray Bobel.
Oh.
He didn't have to come back anymore.
Oh, okay. See, Ray, Mr. Bobel, if you're listening, job well done, son. Job well done. You know, stuff like that. We have some more signals and real railroad collectors. You know, this can only happen if you guys know somebody who would like to be a part of this show. But we would really, you know, we really need those people to get in touch with us, and they can reach us through our website, you know, at YouTubeModelBuilders.com. Just go right in, you know, and we would be more than happy to get guys who have railroad memorabilia, a history of railroads, and stuff like that. We would love to have them. So if you know them and you want to, you know, ask them to be a part of this, please have them contact us. Hillbilly Railroad says, now Bill is good. That would be the track planner. I'm assuming that's who you're talking about, or me. But there are other people doing the same. You're absolutely right, and we want to hear from them. We absolutely want to hear from them. So again, it's just, you know, just we need people to, you know, go out there and ask people. You basically are our, you know, guys that are out there doing front runners. You are talking. I'm talking to people. John's talking to people. Andy's talking to people. JD's talking to people. And there's also, I also want to encompass the magazine, the e-magazine. I want you guys to know that also the e-magazine is something that everyone in the YouTube community, in the YouTube Model Builders community, also in the model railroading community, if you want to submit an article to the e-magazine, you're more than welcome to. On any topic related to trains, electronics, software, JD would be more than happy to accept it. And even if you say to yourself, well, I can't put 2 sentences together, you know, but I don't know how to write, and he's more than happy to work with you in it. I mean, he makes me look like a genius, and so far you guys know that I am far from a genius. So, and you see how I talk, I got this New York accent, and that's exactly how I write, you know, 30, 30, 30. That's exactly how I write. So he makes me sound like a Rhodes Scholar. So if you guys are interested, that's part of the extension of our YouTube Model Builders family as well, and stuff like that. Robert Holman, again, what about clinics for track design? It's great that people are sharing what they made, but how did they make it? What was the process? Again, very good question. I would love to have something like that. And that's hopefully what we're going to do with Joe Desmond in the upcoming shows in regards to Into the Locomotive Shop. He's going to show you how he does what he does. And I think it's going to be a camera, you know, down on the desk, down on the workbench, and also doing, you know, video cut-ins showing you the finished, you know, finished product and how it was made. Sort of like a cooking show, if you know, like you never see when they prepare, you know, steak tartare, and they say, well, this is what you got to do, and then at the end they pull it out of the oven. That's what Joe's in the process of doing right now. Joe is in the process of making videos, and then we're going to download them, and then as Joe's doing the live show and he's showing you what he's going to do, he's going to pull out the finished product and stuff like that. So
yeah, Bob Shellman Jr., even though it's a little large, maybe a show about the ins and outs of live steam. Yeah, if we need some live steamers, we'd be glad to have them on the show. Absolutely,
absolutely. Live steam, I'm writing that down as well. Live steam. You know. Let's see, you know.
Yeah, Bob said, hey, Johnny and Bill, national show, missed you guys there.
Oh, down in Florida?
Yeah, Orlando.
Orlando, yes. I was down there at the time. I was going to go, but then I definitely wanted to keep my money in my pocket. So.
Well, we got the Fine Scale show coming up first weekend in November. I think that's 2, 3, and 4. Let's see here. Yeah, November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We got the Fine Scale show in Altoona, Pennsylvania.
That's correct, and we're also trying to get something together down there as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in regards to.
Yeah, a lot of YouTubers have started saying they're wanting to go to that show.
Yeah, we're trying to get something where we're going to maybe have a roundtable discussion live on the air. We're still in the process of working that out. Our Great Lakes Rail Division says, what do you need to become a guest on the live show? First of all, you need to be breathing. Definitely like that. But basically, and what equipment? Basically, what you need is a camcorder. What is it? What are we using?
Webcam.
Webcam. There we go. Webcam. We have the webcam. It's best to have that. It's great to have great internet. If you have a good internet with nice speed, that helps a lot because it helps with the lagging. You know, back and forth. You get cut out because your internet may not be that good. But if you have good internet, that helps. It's not essential, but it helps. Basically,
yeah. The webcams come in all shapes. This is one right here. A lot of people are using Logitechs. This one here is pull it down, set it on top of the monitor. This goes on the back. You can adjust it so it tilts up and down. This one swivels back and forth, and the microphone's built into it, so you don't have to have a separate microphone. But one thing is we've been finding out, even before we start using this new type of video conferencing and all, that if you have a real old computer, yes, you're going to have a problem. Really, you need to check if your computer has, if you know how to look at the properties and check the megahertz of your CPU, and say you've probably about 2.7 megahertz or higher, you should do just fine. you know, when you come in for live chats or be able to do shows. Peer here seems to work really well for that, but like Bill said, you also need to have a you know, pretty decent internet connection. A dial-up is definitely out. I don't know a lot about the satellites, you know, how that works, so I'm not sure what a satellite type internet would do. But I mean, you can get a webcam for $25, $30. Yeah, it works just fine.
Yeah, the other thing you would need to do is to go onto the YouTube Model Builders website at YouTubeModelBuilders.com, and you'll see a tab on the YouTube Model Builders live show, and you just click that down, and it will say registering for a group for a live show, and just register there, and that will ask you for your email and stuff like that. And this way I'll get in touch with you. And if you want to shoot me an email, my email is South Brooklyn, that's South SOUTH, Brooklyn BKLYN, that's the abbreviation of Brooklyn, BKLYN @gmail.com, and Brooklyn South. So if you want, you can definitely send me an email in regards to being on the show. And that's open to everybody out there. If you're interested in being on the show, please, you know, send me an email or register and stuff like that. And I'd be more than happy to, you know, talk to you and stuff. That's the only way we get to get these ideas out there and implement them. And that's exactly what we want to do. So, Andy Croft, Neil Newcastle Railroad Cohen says, talk from the crew. That would be a good idea. Get some former railroad men and maybe they can talk to us about operations and stuff like that. Oni says maybe Bill could tell some stories about him working in the transit. Nah, you don't want to hear those. There might, Ron, but there must be someone modeling outside third rail for subway systems, especially since Chile makes the elevated into the barrel systems. That's a good. Just another scale modeler. Hello, how you doing there, Ron? How's everything?
Yeah, Andy put in the comments there that the satellites are usually no-go on the for internet use. Just too much lag and all. They don't have the bandwidth.
And John Dilly has proper placement of signals. That also, that's a very, I like that, John. I like that very much. That's also a good, we can incorporate that. I can send that to Mr. Baranek and he could work something on that. That would be a great topic, I think.
Yeah, we're going to just start numbering all the runs here, and they come into the chat.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I see what you mean.
Hey, Tim, how you doing? He just popped in.
Andy Crawford, I for one would love to see some shows on various layout operating system like car, switch list, and the from here to there system, which I'm going to use. That is also a very good question, and that's something that I and Joe Desmond have been working on into the locomotive shop for the new thing that he wants to do. Yeah, that's something that we're going to be doing in a future show with him, you know. Let's see, I'm reading this as I look, maybe getting some of the Aussie modelers to do more fiddle yard based operations by Andrew. And let's see, yeah, I just moved my hand and the whole line of questioning just went past. Let's see. AJ says, given that we are the model builders and not model railroad builders, how about something from the model plane, auto, military modelers, etc.? There are many skills that transcend the vehicle type. Well, AJ, you're absolutely correct in that assessment. This originally, this channel and this thing was originally started with model railroaders involved about model railroad. Model Man Mike actually started this, and the way, how the conception of YouTube model builders was brought about was actually to give people who made YouTube videos to showcase their videos and the work that they were doing, whatever they were building. Model Man Mike at the time was building a lot of structures, and he was putting them out there, and he was doing some videos on it. So that's how it came to be. As far as doing model planes, auto, military modelers, that's not something that's out of the question. In fact, I would love to do that, to get some of these guys on and have them, you know, explain how they do, especially the military modelers who do the dioramas and stuff. They do some excellent work as far as weathering and shading and you know, battle scenes. We also had a guy who does automobiles. He hasn't been on. John, do you? What was his? I forgot his name, but Bud.
Oh, Bud. Yeah.
Bud. So Bud Ellis. He was our resident automobile thing, and he has an annual contest every year on making the best automobiles, and there's like a big prize money of like $8,000 if you come in first. So yeah, we've had those guys on before. We've just never really followed up on it, but it might be something to look into. And that's I wrote these down, so I'm writing them down as they come. You know. Eric Hall, hello, how are you? Andy Crawford writes to Lloyd, I'd love to see a show together on how to actually wire and set up to operate a common signals, grade crossing, etc. on a camera down style show. That would be interesting to do. I would like to do that. Not me, I don't have that kind of system, but that's something to look into. Newcastle Josh Cohen writes, we could film one of my op sessions when we start back up. Okay, Josh, that's, again, go to the YouTube Model Builders. I think, if you're not already registered, register for the show, and let's get it talking. Let's get it talking.
Yeah, have your lawyer contact our lawyers to draw up the contracts.
Ron Trains and Things says you can get a Logitech 922 webcam with a good built-in mic for under $50. Very good.
Yeah, we had one show. Miles actually did that show. One of the guys there in Kansas that did a lot of 3D printing. He had 3 different machines running. He was showing them off during the show. Yeah, it'd be fun to have somebody that had a cutter or a laser cutter.
Yeah. Andrew Gilmore says, I guess the answer to the question about us doing the show overseas is only because Big Bill does not work. That is true, Andrew. You're absolutely right, Mr. Gilmore. I do not work. I am retired. Every night is Friday. Every day is Saturday. The only time I know it's Sunday is the thickness of the newspaper. So I definitely am enjoying my retirement. So thank you very much. Newcastle Railroad Cohen says, restart the JMRI show back up, but format it like the Wednesday show. You know, Josh, that's a good idea, but you know what? We kind of, and John, just jump in here if you disagree. I think we beat that JMRI like a dead horse. And there's flies buzzing around it.
Yeah, there's been some improvements. I mean, we could do kind of a touch up here and there, but to bring it back like we did, I don't think so. I mean, some of these guys here have been doing some pretty good stuff with the JMR and the Raspberry Pis. So, yeah, do a few updates here and there would probably be a good thing.
I don't have a problem with the JMRI, nor do I have the problem with the Adreno show. I'm just saying, from my personal viewpoint, I don't have that. But with that said, I think that the tech thing is a good thing to do. And I think whatever we do in the tech field, a lot of guys out there are very much into the tech thing. And that's great. I personally am not. I'm not a techie kind of guy. But that doesn't mean I won't listen to it. I just think that sometimes, you know, I consider model railroading to be like a very, very large buffet table. You know, you go up to the table and you get, you know, whatever you like to eat, and you go back down, and you know, and you go back for, you know, for the rest of it. And it can be Adreno. Hey, you know, you feast on Adreno for a little while, and then you come back and you say, hey, you know what, I want to do weathering, and I want to know about that, and stuff like that. So, you know, I think we have to, you know, kind of like spread out the wealth a little bit. If you guys, you know, disagree, please let me know. I'm not saying that we're taking these things away, you know, and stuff like that, but I definitely want to get into more hands-on building. And even if it's building electronics with the camera down on the desk and weathering, I think that's what I would like to do, you know. And
yeah, one of our problems with the JMRI, because they're talking about it over here in chat, is that's one of our earlier shows, and we really didn't have a real good game plan on it. So, I mean, it started out from the very beginning, but then, yeah, we kind of started getting into too many rabbit holes, getting too deep into it too quick. So yeah,
we kind of like lost it. You know, we kind of like lost a lot of people.
I mean, it's something we can go back and look at.
No, you know, absolutely. I agree with you. We can absolutely go back and look at it. I'd love to do that. Just another scale model. Doing good, Bill. Thanks. Ron, this is Ron Pierre from Canada. And Ron, I believe, is starting up another new live show soon. And if anybody hasn't checked out Just Another Scale Model, you guys can go check out his channel. He does some really, really excellent work. Last thing I saw, a live show that he was doing was a replica of the Chicago L. Am I correct, Ron Pierre? That's what you were doing in the scale. I actually thought it was a New York City scale down by Fort Hamilton Parkway, and I was giving you that time. But Ron has a great channel, and Ron is an excellent modeler. So you guys out there should really take advantage and go see Ron's channel and check in on his live shows that he's doing. And let's see. No, Eric, you cannot be a Ron 2. You cannot. I'm sorry. We have too many Rons. Let's see. Thanks for the reply, guys, from Great Lakes Rail Division. Yeah, Great Lakes Rail Division. I'd love to have you on the show if you would love to get a camera. I'd love to talk to you, so please reach out to me at southbrooklyn at gmail.com. Definitely talk. I'm always looking for guys to be on the show, break things up a little bit.
Oh, they're messing with Josh over in the chat. He mistyped. He said wife throttle, and that's the Y throttle on the iPhone. Kind of joking around with him on that.
Hey, Tim Wayman, hi, Johnny and Bill. Hello back to you, Tim. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Ron Marsh is Ron Trains and Things. Ron was on the show. Ron Marsh was on the show last couple of months ago. Let's see. Andy Crawford, how would you? Oh, that's it. He started a new project, Tim Wayman. Newcastle Railroad, Josh Cohen. Can I help out with the signal show? I don't see why not, Josh. I always love to have your input. You're a very enthusiastic young man. Let's see. What about a gamer molding side of it? I don't know what that means, Hillbilly Railroad. How about a show on different ways operation sessions are conducted on different railroad prototypes around the world? I know we operate trains in Aussie operation session compared to a U.S. layout. Very good. That's something we could do. I like that. Op session. Let's see. Different. I know I'm writing this down, and I know this will be archived, and I can go back, but I don't do the what do you call it's come up on the archived video, John? If we go back and play them.
The chat? No, I haven't seen them.
No, so let me write these down. So just give me a.
As long as you don't close it out after the show, you can scroll back through.
I'm just writing it. Let's see. I'm from Ron Trains and Things says I'm from Missouri, so I'm probably Mo Ron. Okay. And Phil Wyman says there's no sound here.
I probably need to refresh.
Yeah, you need to refresh there, Phil.
Yeah, I've learned a thing or two here the past few days about this YouTube and all. Turns out, I mean, most of these shows are dependent on the internet and YouTube itself. I found out that they don't even stream these shows in any kind of high definition. It's very low definition when it's live streaming. And so best thing is, if you don't have sound or you lose your sound, just do a refresh. You can do Control R. That'll refresh the screen for you. Also, if you get a lag or something, if you put your cursor up on the viewer at the bottom, you'll see the word live towards the left side. Click on that and that'll bring you back up to the current timeline. Or if it gets too laggy, just click on the timeline and slow the video down. That way you won't be seeing so much of the lag, you know, the circles on the viewer. Just a few things we've been learning as we've been doing this.
Doing this, yes. Trying to oh, I see where he said show on the wife throttle.
Yeah.
The wife throttle. Yeah. No, he's not talking about you. It's a difference. This is about railroading, yes. Don't get me in trouble, Josh. Tell me.
He'll learn.
I know.
Well, we done got them started on JMRI now, so.
Yeah, there they go. See, they're off and running.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Rude, probably from the JMRI side, I would start with the Dakota Pro and show people how that really can help you with programming and managing your DCC decoders. Then worry about all the other stuff.
Yeah, as far as AJ, he said also need to get the professor on the show. Yeah, that man is very busy. I've asked him about that. So he's down in Australia, so besides trying to work around his work schedule and the difference in time zones, yeah, it would be great to have him on. He actually came into a show one time, a live show, for, I don't know, probably 30 minutes, but that's because he happened to have the day off. So,
yeah.
Which was something unusual too during the week.
Let's see. Yeah, we got some good questions. Great Lakes Rail Division. How about a couple of YouTube channel spotlights during the live show? You know, Great Lakes, that is a great, that's a very good, and I have to take responsibility for that because I'm a mist at that. I definitely dropped the ball on that, because that's what your YouTube model builders, YouTube being the key word, and we should have done that a long time ago. I try to get as many people and, you know, shout outs as possible on that. And there are many, many fine modelers out there who do have YouTube channels out there that we should definitely highlight. And that's an excellent thing, to highlight a channel or a couple of channels at the end of the whatchamacallit. I've noticed recently in some people's YouTube channels that on the bottom, before the comments, they list channels that you should look at. So I think that's something that we definitely can do. That doesn't take much effort, just watching a lot of videos, which I don't have a problem doing, and just focusing on that. That's a good question, and a good, I hope we can, you know, we'll follow through on that. Let's see. Oh.
Yeah. MHO Junction, that's Lloyd up there in Canada. He said finishing touches on the scenery with people, building, etc. Well, you got the fine scale show, Lloyd. I'm sure Andy wouldn't mind you joining in there, showing off your skills. You've been getting a lot better at it, doing a good job.
Seems to be the best received electronics, so the Adreno JMI, etc., is with very specific targets to get one thing done in the show, and show the details to make one thing beginning to end. Very true, very true, very true. That was from Andy Crawford. AJ says, yes, I'd love to see a DCC plus double plus show, especially any tweaks or extensions that Andy has done to customize it. Chris Rube, we can do a build in several parts live and give people a good resource to go back to in the future for help when they want to build their systems. Very true. That's also for you guys out there that are new to this channel and have come to watch. We've been doing this now for 3 years, and every show, every one, the Tuesday nights, the Thursday general, and all the other shows and the live shows are all archived. So you can go back and look at from the very first show all the way up to this show, as we've been doing this for about 3 years now. We also need to get the professor on the show, yes. Like John just said, he's very, very busy.
Yeah, I'll have to get with my Australian contacts to see what kind of help they can give us on that.
Let's see. Even Ron Bryce says even a show that shows more on the scenery side of the layout, i.e., animation as in moving vehicles on the layout, lighting, and detailed parts that make it look very real. That to do a show on that, I would have to seek out on the animation part. I don't know many people. I know here in New York City, in conjunction with a few model railroad publications in New York City, they're opening up a New York City museum, and part of it's going to be a railroad and the subway system, and they're doing animation like they did the one in Germany. So I'd have to reach out to them and ask if they would like to be a part of our show, maybe as a promo to their up-and-coming museum. But that's something to think about. Let's see.
Oh, real quick, Phil just said that he had to, he was using Firefox to watch the show when he lost the sound. And he came back in Google, got the sound to work. Yeah, sometimes you'll find that this has been working better lately in Chrome, because Firefox, quite a number of months ago, dropped all their plugins, and that's what these YouTube shows and all depended on, was the plugins in Firefox. And we found that Chrome right now has been the browser to use for watching shows and participating in the shows or participating in live chats, because Chrome has a feature already built in that gives you a little bit of control over your sound.
AJ said, going back to the outside third rail, it says it makes him think of the Bay Ridge Model Railroad Club outside rail O-scale. Perhaps Bill could get in touch with them. That Bay Ridge Model Railroad Club, I believe they were on 93rd. They worked out of the basement of an apartment building. They had the entire basement, I believe. I don't know if they're still in existence, but I will check into it. It's a good one. Josh Cohen says, why can't we do a show on waterfront sewage, drain water, runoff creeks, and dirt road show? Well, that would be part of a scenery show that we can encompass. That's not a bad idea. Andrew Gilmore says, get Marty to talk about the animation on his modular.
Yeah, Marty's done some animations that look really good too.
Okay, Ron Hall, IMRRO.com, Eric. So you got Ron on my mind now. And he's, okay. Mark Dance talks about signals of the type you're looking for, and he also, Marty says we could try Laura McLean to come on the show.
Laurie McLean, yeah.
Okay.
Laurie McLean's real good at animations, but he's in O-scale mostly, I believe.
All right. Mark Dance, so those are two contacts. Ralph Renzetti said, oh, he's talking to Eric. Check out my videos on trainmasters.tv. I do exactly what you want. There you go. Yeah, I've seen Ralph on Trainmaster TV. He does a thing on weathering and buildings, and it does a real good job. And Ralph, we're going to get you on the show. I'm going to definitely get you on here. Just another scale modeler. That's Ron Pierre. Look at that. My finger hits this thing and I shoot all the way. Here we go. Gulliver's Gate. I'm connected with those guys. Contact me for an introduction. Absolutely, Ron. Ron Pierre. Absolutely. Oh, Gulliver's Gate. Yes, that's what it is. Yes. Yes. That's it right there. That's the what I was just previously talking about. Let's see. Robert Holman, Ralph Renzetti is the man to talk to about all things weathering. He does an awesome work. Bill Davis wants to know, is Mark Dance on YouTube?
They were saying he was.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, Mark Dance is on YouTube. And let's see. And Luke Towan. Let's not forget about Luke Towan. Luke Towan is an excellent modeler. He's an extremely gifted modeler. And he's out there doing some tremendous work. He's does a great YouTube channel, and he's out there, putting some great videos out there. So go check out Luke Towan. Let's see. Eric Cole says, I'm a Ron.
Yeah.
Okay, Eric, you're a Ron. What time is it out there? AJ says, Suez, how about modeling the Gowanus Canal in HO scale with realistic smells? AJ, as much as I'd love to model the Gowanus, I don't think that is not, no, I don't think that would happen. For all of you that don't know, the Gowanus Canal is a section in downtown Brooklyn. We call it in the Red Hook section. And it's a canal that's used, that they used years ago, and it's still used to some extent today for shipping to the barges of sand, gravel, to cement factories. And it has to be one of the most filthiest waterways. They say they've cleaned it up, but go Google it on YouTube channel and you'll see it and you'll understand. Let's see, what do we got?
Yeah, they're talking about the
late and their guest tonight. Phil Wyman says tuned in late is their guest tonight. Well, what happened, Phil? One of the guests got really PO'd at me and just walked off the show. They didn't want anything to do with me anymore, or YouTube model builders. And oh, wait a minute, that's usually half the community that doesn't want anything to do with me on YouTube. But no, no, Phil. All kidding aside. We didn't have a guest on tonight. We purposely did not schedule one. What we wanted to do was to basically turn the Q&A, meaning you guys out there, to give us some ideas for upcoming shows. One of the shows that we have in mind is with Joe Desmond in regards his channel, Central Jersey Conrail and N-Scale. He's going to be doing a show for us in September. Hopefully the date is September 13th. That's a Wednesday. It's called Into the Locomotive Shop, where he'll be working on N-Scale, a locomotive and stuff like that. And as far as, and he's the first one, actually, you should get a prize, Phil, because you're the first one to ask about the giveaways. No one else has asked about the giveaways. And you want to know if we're doing, because we haven't done any splash pages. So are we doing giveaways?
Well, I'll tell you what, before you answer that, why don't you answer Ralph Rossetti? He said, Bill, what are your thoughts on painted or photo backdrops?
What are my thoughts on painted or photo backdrops? Now, man, someone's asking me for my opinion. Huh. Well, I normally give it anyway, because that's what us New Yorkers do anyway. Right? You just like step in all over everybody, you know. But I think that I love the painted backdrops. I'm not that good of an artist. So I went with the photo backdrops that I got from what was that guy? Oh, he's on YouTube now. See, when I need the guy's name, I bought them, and I also bought the ones that were going out of business. King's something. I liked them.
Yeah, King Mills, wasn't it?
Yeah, King. They were going out of business. I bought a whole bunch of them. Because they were ridiculously cheap, and then I spent a little extra money on the scenery guy. I forget his name, but he has his own channel, CNN. I hate that, but I like them. I like them. I like them very much. And because when you photograph it from track level, the actual you know, stands out. It actually stands out. So.
Yeah. Oh, talking about the backdrops, Marty just put up here, moving pictures is his preference. He is going to do a projection backdrop on part of his layout that's actually going to have motion to it. He's actually going to incorporate kind of like a white screen in the backdrop. And have a projection camera that will project pictures out onto that to incorporate into his background backdrops. That's going to be interesting to see how that works out.
Well, let's see here. Bob's N-Scale Man Cave says, somebody told me that his name was Bill. Did you run, the do run. Bada bing, bada boom. Don't forget to tip your waiters, folks, and don't forget to try the veal. We'll see you at the next show. Interviews with the guys from MRH and Trainmaster TV. Behind the scenes with Trainmaster TV. You know, Josh, that would not be a bad idea. That really would not be a bad idea. I'd have to get in touch with Barry
Silverthorne,
or have an introduction with Miles, because Miles worked closely with them, and see if they wouldn't come on and we could do a behind the scenes kind of thing about that, how they get a show prepared. And here we got Phil Wyman says Sean Mason would be a good show on how to install DCC decoders. Yes, Sean has done some excellent work on installing that. That would be an excellent show.
Your backdrops, was that Joey Ricard?
Yes, Joey Ricard. Thank you very much.
Well, that was Bill Davis that just brought his name up.
I bought them from him, and he was very, very, very helpful. He just didn't. He really went out of his way, Joey Ricard, to finding out what they were being used for, and if I needed any special. Because he would have adjusted the photograph of it if I needed it. Like if I wanted to do the background for the bridge, if I wanted to continue the waterway, he could have, you know, customized a photo like that for me. So he was very good on that, and I enjoyed taking, you know, shots from track level of my trains, because when people look at them, they say, man, that's actually like, is that a real building you built back there? And I'm like, no, those background photos. So does a real good job. Let's see. Yes, AJ says, I think it depends on the layout. Backdrops are not one size fits all things. You're absolutely correct in that assessment. Yeah, Joe Fugate for MRH, yes. So some of you guys have been wondering about the giveaways and why haven't we done any splash pages? Because now it's 10, it's 11, 10 p.m. and are we doing giveaways?
I don't know. How much money have they got?
I don't know. I don't know. But what we're going to do, do you guys enjoy the giveaways? And we're not trying to slight the guys that do the giveaways. We really are not. This is not about getting rid of them. I'm just wondering, I mean, you guys tune in for the giveaways? We got 49 people watching right now, 50 watching right now, according to our YouTube chart here. And because we're thinking about incorporating other people for the giveaways. We've been in touch with them. Yes, from AJ, Robert Holman, yes. Newcastle, yes. Ralph Greenwood, yes. AJ, I love the giveaways. Bill Rogers, yes. Bill Davis, yes. Phil Wyman, yes. Cabana Bob, I'm sorry, Bob, if I'm pronouncing this wrong. Shelmon Jr., Cabana Bob for short, yes. Ron Trains and Things, yes. D Bob, N-Scale, Man Cave, yes if I win, never if I never win. Never if I never won. John Dilly, yes. Bruce J. Ross. I don't know how to pronounce your name, Bruce. Sorry. Yeah, your last name. Yes. Ron Bryce, they're good, but we're here to see you, buddy. Thank you. Ron, you are my favorite person. Remind me to send you the check in the mail for saying that. Okay. David Knight, yes. Wally's Weathering, yes. Robert Holman, I do think it needs to be tweaked a bit, though. In what way, Robert? Please explain. Great Lakes Rail Division. Giveaways are great, Ralph. Free is for me. You're absolutely right, Phil. Even though when you win, rust decals when you rust yourself. Okay, there you go. Not eligible as I'm a team member, but wasn't a big deal to me before. I was a team, have them or not, no big deal. Okay. Sometimes turn into for the giveaway if it's just Bill. Oh, I thank you very much, Josh. It's not hurt, but that is not why I stop it. Of course not. Eric, I understand that. That's why I'm. They don't hurt, but want to know what if we can build on it. you know, because we want to get some other guys in here who can help us, you know, do the giveaways, make it more attraction. Andrew Gilmore, I love the Highways and Byways N-Scale graphic package. Tim Wayman, yes, I like them, but not necessary. I watch for the giveaway and the jocularity provided by the host. Yeah, we're pretty stupid. I mean, funny.
Thank you.
Robin Holman, oftentimes people come in and just ask for the password. Maybe the password should be giving it at the beginning of the show only. Well, Robin, here, you know what? I'm gonna give you a little inside thing here. When we first started this, with Model Man Mike started this, we did the giveaways in the beginning, and we had like the first couple of shows, we had like 60 people watching. As soon as we did the giveaways in the first 15 minutes of the show, our 60 viewers went to 3. So we've learned from experience that we don't do it until the end of the show because we want to keep you watching. Okay?
On the edge of the chair.
Right on the edge of the chair. Let's see, Ron trains and Ron from Mo. I would watch if they were none, just nice gravy. You're right, Ron. That's a good way to put it. Great Lakes Rail Division. Even without giveaways, this show is great. Very entertaining. Thanks, guys. Well, you're very welcome, Great Lakes. We greatly appreciate your participation. And trust me, we're not as entertaining as you think we are. We only do this because you guys make it possible. Because without you, there's no show. So, yeah, I know, Robert. Give the password at the start and the prizes at the end. I can't do it. I can't do it, Rob. I'm sorry. I can't. I got to do it all at the end. The Bob's Man Cave. I'm on the edge of my chair right now. Make it 3 words. One at the beginning, middle, and end. Yes, MHO Junction. Now that would be a teaser. That would be terrible, Boyd. Come on. That'd be nice. Listen, I think we've teased them enough. Let us open up the gift page and let's show them what we're giving away to them. John, is that possible?
Yeah, I think it is. All right, we got the first one up right now. That's giveaway number 1, the White River Productions.
Yeah, the people at White River Productions, those are the kind of people that give us the magazine of Model Railroad Craftsmen. They've been kind enough to give away a free 3-month subscription to Railroad Model Craftsman. And if you're the one that wins this, you need to send me your name, address, and email, telephone number, in the email that I will send out to you after the show is over. And I will send you out the form to White River Productions, and they will send you your magazine 3-month free subscription to Railroad Model Craftsman. And the second one is
Weathering Solutions.
Weathering Solutions. Now, Weathering Solutions has been is new to our line of giveaways. They've been producing these great decals in oil spots, graffiti, and rust spots that you can use on your decaling on your car. Ralph Renzetti got a set of these, and like to know what he thought about them. But I've used them on the graffiti ones, and they worked very well for me. So if you win this prize, you will be getting 2 sheets. I believe 2 sheets or 3 sheets. Don't quote me on that.
2.
But 2 sheets. Your choice: the graffiti, the oil stains, or the rust, and you can, definitely, have fun with them. So that's 2 sheets of that.
Well, I apologize. I was looking at the other screen for another decal, and it said I was looking right at the 2 sheets. But I think still Weathering Solutions is 2 sheets.
2 sheets. Okay.
I think so. And giveaway number 3 is your Dave decals.
Now, Dave decals. Dave's been with us since the beginning, other than Long Shadow Trees, who recently left us, not for any personal reasons, just moved on to bigger and better things, and we would greatly appreciate his participation. Dave's decals were absolutely with us for a while, and he does models decals. He builds models decals and stuff like that. Your choice of 2 sheets, and you can go to his website at www.daveart.net and check out his collection. He has a ton of stuff, and he also does custom work if you want such anything that you want custom work.
Yeah.
Todd Walton used him recently in a build on a building, and he was very happy with them. He designed some signs for him and for a building that he was making, and he was very, very happy with it. So check him out at daveart.net, and you'll get 2 sheets of your choice of any 2 sheets from Dave's decals.
Yeah, if you don't mind. Also, I mean, Dave's giving away decals here, but he's also added some new lines of products too on his website. One is weathering powders, another is a line of
oh, that's correct,
gravel, yeah, ballast type, and so definitely check out his website. And number 4 is the punch plate bridge.
Yes, the punch plate bridge has been with us also for a very, very long time. We greatly appreciate Jeff and Heather's efforts from CV, Central Valley Model Works. They'll be giving away this punch plate bridge kit. It's a 150-foot HO scale punch plate bridge kit, and www.cvmw.com. Go check them out. They're very good. This bridge is excellent. This is actually the one that everyone kind of like salivates over, and this is the one they want. So it's a good bridge, but they're reasonably pretty. If you want to buy the bridge, they're reasonably pretty priced. So
yes,
check them out at www.cvmw.com. AJ says the giveaway shows that the industry is interested in our little enterprise here, and you're absolutely correct, AJ. And we're very grateful and very happy to have them aboard as sponsors. And we're trying to get more. We have Strike Force Hobby up in Canada, a hobby shop that is working with us and also participating in the giveaways. So we're very grateful for these guys that give away their product to us once a month. It's a generous thing of them, and it helps promote them in the hobby. If you guys do win these things, don't be afraid if you have a YouTube channel to do the unboxing and, show what you got. Not just for YouTube Model Builders live show, but just for them, just to let them know that, hey, I got it. Looks great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, what's the best for last, the road striping kit.
Oh, John Howard. John Howard has this beautiful road striping kit that he produces, and it's from highways and byways. It's a road striping kit. It's a package of vinyl strips and railroad crossings for your model railroad. And I think Gino Sharp gets the biggest biggest plug out of this thing, because I always refer to Gino's layout. Gino right now is in the process, if I understood correctly in reading the last E-magazine in Gino's Corner, where he has a monthly, twice a month article column that he writes for the E-magazine, that he's basically tearing his layout down and starting anew. So, but Gino has used these decals on his layout, and he has definitely weathered over them, and they have not pulled up. They have not pulled up, and they stay, down, and they're durable, and they look absolutely great. So this is from the road striping kit from Highways and Byways Arts and Crafts Store. It's a package of vinyl strips for your model railroad, and they're located. You can find them on the web at highwaysandbyways.com. And now we will give you the code. Don't fall off the chair, Bob.
All right, it's been activated, so they're waiting to see.
What's the code?
Oh, I'm supposed to give the code.
I'll give the code.
Right? If you want to give the code.
Give the code? I'll choose it.
All right, what's the code?
LIRR, lowercase. Long Island Railroad, LIRR.
All right, let's see. Where am I at here? All right, so it should be up and active. Let's see. I think you want me to show this next page here on how to enter.
Yes.
It would be nice, wouldn't it? All right, that should be coming up here. What you want to do is go to YouTubeMileBuilders.com. Uh-oh. Yeah. Go to YouTubeBuilders.com, and then you will see right there on the live show. You want to hover over it. Drop down box comes down. Down at the bottom it says enter for the giveaways. You click on that. Enter your name and all the information in right there. Put in the password, which is LIRR, no spaces, all grouped together. And be sure and only enter one time. So when you're picking the prizes, make sure it's the right scale that you want, because this does check for duplicates. And if you do sign up more than one time, I'm sorry, but the way the system's set up, you will get kicked out. So be sure and sign up just one time. All right, Bill, I'm going to turn it back over to you so I can go over here and look at these pages and see where,
All right.
you know, see who's signing up here.
Okay. So this was our first actual foray into doing this live show without a guest. I made that decision because you guys were actually the guest tonight on this show. I wish we could have all fit you in on this channel and got every one of you in there, because you guys are truly the backbone of this hobby. And love to have more people watching, not for anything, just to spread the word and just let them know that we're out here. You know, it's a free for me kind of thing. We don't charge for this at all. And that's something that Mike Phillips, Model Man Mike, wanted to do from the very get-go. And I think we've held true to that. And, you know, it's just fun doing these things, you know, and we enjoy doing them. And we've expanded upon them and grown upon them and introducing new things. And with your input, guys out there, we definitely were able to implement new things. We can't do a lot of things because, as you can see, you know, behind me, this is my living room, and this is my TV, and you know, we're in a living room, and John is out downstairs in his basement and stuff, and you know, so we don't have a big production, you know, thing where we're centrally located. So we do the best what we can do, and we have what we have, and we're limited to you know, equipment and stuff like that. So
by the seat of our pants.
Basically, with the help of Andy Crawford, we've moved away from, you know, Google stopped with the Google Hangouts, and we moved to the YouTube platform, and he got us into that. Then now we're into this Appear thing, which seems to be pretty good because it's better quality. So, you know, other than most of us investing in some new equipment, you know, and stuff like that, other than that, this is where we're shooting from. So when you guys ask for layout tours, we'd love to do layout tours. But we had the experience where Miles was operating the camera by himself and doing the interview. So it was pretty tough for him to do it. Andy went and helped him one time and manned the cameras for him. So we'd love to do more stuff like that. And what we're doing is trying to involve you guys. Like I said, I got Joe Desmond, who's very enthusiastic. If you haven't seen his YouTube model channel. And I'm also trying to get Ron Marsh of Ron and stuff,
trains and things. Yeah.
Yeah, and trying to get him to do some of his weathering stuff, and you know, and stuff like that, to come with a camera down situation. Yeah, sorry, Eric, no studio, pulling my hair out crazy. You are not full on pros. Absolutely, we pretend to be. We dazzle them with the footwork and baffle them with the you know what. So that's what we do. So far, it's been doing. Ron trains and things. I'm sorry, Ron. I'm supposed to get in touch with Ron this week, but with things happening, personal things and family matters, it was hard for me to get in touch with them. So, Ron, if you're listening to this, yeah, I'd like you to do a show on your weathering technique and building and stuff like that. And I just lost my train of thought because Eric just wrote, Ron might have a contest he does not know about. Oh, okay, Ron. Yeah, Ron and stuff. Yeah, that's me from Brooklyn. That's me being real New York there, Ron. Sorry about that. It's Ron's Trains and Things, and that's the same name for his YouTube model building thing. You guys should check out all these guys that are on here. You know, all these guys that have YouTube channels. Let me see. IMRRO.com. He has a great channel. Eric Hall, he's in the process of building and scale. You have Sparky 107, who's in the process of rebuilding his trains. And he does a lot of stuff on his layout. And well, who else is on here that has a Ron and Trains and Things? Like I said, he's new to the hobbies. Recently have been doing some excellent editing work and some excellent photography on his and presenting everything that he does. So that's good. And you also have John Dilley, who does excellent YouTube model building, and Ron Price. And who else? If I'm missing you, just give me a shout out down on the bottom. I'd be more than happy to let people know your YouTube channels and you know, and stuff like that. So that's what we're doing. We did the solo thing tonight. Andy Crawford, Andy Gilmore. We have a lot of Andys here. Dave, aka Sparky 107. Oh, and let's not forget Newcastle Railroad, Josh Cohen. How could I forget you, Josh? Oh, and we have Ralph Renzetti. He has one with just his name on it, Ralph. I mentioned Ron Pierre, just another model railroader. He has an excellent YouTube channel where he does live broadcast as well. Timothy Wayman has Wayman Railway. Check him out, Timothy Wayman. It's Wayman Railway, WAYMAN Railway. Check him out. Oh, and I forgot our good friend Curtis Hunt, CNL Lines. CNL Lines is the name of his YouTube channel. And Martin is 107, MARTYN 107.
1107.
Well, it said, okay. No, he forgot. Okay, 1107. I'm sorry, Martin. You chipped it out. It was 107. So it's Martin, MARTYN 1107. Tim Wayman says, not a lot of content, but getting there. Okay, Tim. Now we kind of like, no pressure here that we mentioned your name. That after we archived this, like over 3 million people watched this worldwide, and practically half in China. No pressure, Tim. No pressure. No pressure to produce a video. The millions of people in China will be waiting, you know. I would like to mention Ralph's PC videos. Okay. Anybody else? CNL, the CNL line. Curtis Hunt. Curtis Hunt is in the process of building a layout in his house, and it's coming along nicely. And he does really great videos and updates on that. And Sparky. Oh yes, Kathy Millette. Thank you, Sparky. 107. We've had Kathy on our show. Kathy, Kathy's the only video that we've done where we've hit. How many people have viewed that show?
Woo. A lot. 1,500 or so, maybe close to 2,000.
I think a little bit more than that.
Really? I hadn't looked at it in a while now, so maybe Andy will go take a look at it real quick. Let us know.
She's not here, right? Yes, but great channel. Yes, very good. We had her on, and we had a special broadcast with her, Sparky. If you get a chance to check it out, she was very entertaining and very, very knowledgeable, and a very, very nice woman. John reached out to her and contacted, and she was more than willing to get on with us and help us to do the show. And she gave us a tour of her layout and also the upcoming international NMRA is going to be held in England, and she was a part of that. So
2021 or 2022 is when that show's going to be.
Right.
Somewhere in that area.
Bill Davis asks, how did you come up with the name of your railroad? Well, Bill, I live presently in Staten Island, New York. It's one of the 5 boroughs of New York City. And I was originally born and raised in Brooklyn. And I was raised in the South Brooklyn area of Brooklyn, New York. That encompasses the Park Slope, Red Hook area, and such. And so I just basically named it after the part of Brooklyn I grew up in, South Brooklyn. Also on my layout, there's Dean Street Lumber Company. That's a street that I grew up on as a child. The Warren Street, there's a Warren Street dock. That's where my grandparents lived, and I would visit them on the weekend. And I have the O'Shea Junkyard. That's named after my grandmother. On my mother's side, that was my mother's mother. And I have the Canavelli Pasta Factory. That's the center stage of my layout. That's named after my wife. Her maiden name was Canavelli. And Brady Yard is named after my good friend Darren Brady, who helped me build the layout, the structure of it. Came over in his own time, and sometimes his own dime, and he helped build that layout and was very part of it. And so that's the reason why. Derek Glass, yes, Derek Glass was very instrumental in helping me build this, help me with this layout, and directed me to Bill Baronic. So he's the staging yard is named after him. And also QNE is also a good channel. And another good guy, Tim, thank you very much. Stephen Bennett. Guys, check out his channel. Stephen Bennett's channel. It's named after him. Stephen Bennett. Great, you know, good stuff. And Andy Crawford says the Kathy Millett show has already garnered 4,597 views.
Yeah.
So she really, she took off for us.
Yeah.
Took off. Andrew Gilmore says her channel is youtube.com user NYNHH Kathy. Capital letters on that. You guys can check that out. There's a lot great YouTube, but they were focused on mentioning all your alls or community member channel.
Well, I think we're ready anytime you are.
You guys are having a barbecue and you didn't invite any of us over? Seriously, dude? Yeah. Seriously. you're having a barbecue and Canadian coming all the way to see you, Vinny, Josie, and Trey Grant. And you guys are doing a cookout. I'm telling you, I am. John.
Yep.
They won't be able to taste your beautiful barbecue. Well, that's right, Andy. We do like barbecue.
Well, we'll be sure and show that at the round table, okay?
Yeah, well, absolutely. And Martin 1107 says life is one big barbecue down under. You're absolutely correct, Martin. That's how when people tell me the world's coming to an end, Martin, and I tell them, no, sir. It's already tomorrow in Australia.
Well, I think we're pretty well ready if you want to.
Oh, let's do this then. Let's give these. I think these guys want to go home and go to bed. That's right. What I think.
Well, if you're ready to pick the winners, I'll push the button.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Shoot the button, baby. We're all in.
Oh, man, this thing put all over the page. I'm glad I got a big monitor now. Alrighty. You ready?
1 minute. Great Lakes Rail Division, also JLWII 2000. That's James. For all you guys, he does great reviews. I'm sorry I didn't mention him earlier. You know, so that's JLWII 2000, James. He does some great reviews. And did we already close out the thing? We're picking the winners?
Yep, they're picked.
I'm sorry, Sparky. Sorry. He says, man, I forgot to enter. I apologize, Sparky. Okay, so who's the first up?
All right, giveaway number one's for the 3-month subscription. And that is going to be David Start.
Start?
Yep.
S-T-A-R-T?
Yes.
Okay.
And giveaway number 2 for the Weathering Solutions decals. That's some nut that we have to come in here on the chat from time to time. He's called Alan Clypass, aka AJ.
AJ, okay.
Number 3 is Dave's Decals, and that is Kenneth Amos.
Right?
Oh, man. For the punch plate bridge, this fella just finished scratch building a bridge. That's Timothy Wayman.
Timmy! And number 5, the last one.
The Highways and Byways. Number 5 is Bob Shellman.
Hey, Bob, way to go.
Congratulations to all the winners.
Bill Davis says, my email, what's my email address? My email address, you can reach me through South. Here, let me write it in. Should have did that earlier. I'm smart. I could have been ahead of the family. Oh, look at that. It's not GT. It's Gmail.
Yeah, the Bob's man cave. At least a Bob won.
There it is. southbrooklyn@gmail.com. You can shoot me an email there, and I'd be more than happy to get back in touch with you. Congratulations to all the winners and to all that entered. And again, thank you guys very, very much for being a part of this show tonight. You were actually the winner. You guys were the winners of this show, and you were the guests of these shows. And for your input, I've written them all down, and I'm definitely going to follow up on them, and we'll let you know, you know, how we worked out with this. And again, I just want to emphasize, if you guys know a model railroader who wants to be a part of the show, the live show, please let me know through my email, or if you come in on the Hangouts, just let John or Andy know and give them the information. We'd be more than happy to have them on the show and have them participate and give them the lowdown, you know, as to what it's going on. And also to encourage you guys to, if you want to write an article for the e-magazine on any topic or subject related to model railroading, that would be greatly accepted by JD and his staff. They do, you guys know he does, those guys do a tremendous amount of great work with that e-magazine. They really have been complimented by other people, other professionals that have seen. We recently had somebody in the industry contact JD, I believe, and said, for a volunteer magazine, this is really high quality stuff. So besides that, and I know I'm tooting my own horn here, but you know, we just definitely want you guys to be a part of this. So thank you so much for being a part of this tonight. And thank you, John, for doing the directing, and to the whole crew, to JD and his staff, and you know, to the e-mag that they put out, to John and Andy for their input and their production quality on the normal Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. Johnny's talk about you know, train things and everything. And for you guys out there, for keeping it real and keeping us in this and wanting us to come back every week and every month. And we just thank you very much. So with that said, I just want to thank you. God bless you. And we'll see you guys on the radio. Take care and God bless.